Morning, it's Harvey Jackson. Just going to go through, just talk about canola a little wee bit this morning and some other topics here as well. COPA crush report came out on Friday, and you can see here October 1st, we crushed 236,186 metric tons by all the producers that are a part of the COPA, and that's putting us at just 1.9 million metric tons crushed so far this year. Crush capacity utilization has moved up a little bit as we're at 87.3% now. A year ago, we were only at 85.7. Now, I don't think they have all the added capacity in these crushers as of yet because they're not producing yet. Our trade report, there's talking about going short January futures, and there's already been a little wee bit of added profit into that one already. Still looking at the 582, but as we'll see in some of the charts, it looks like there could be some slowing down of this market as well. So here's your board crush margin as laid out in the title. 100, let's call it just near $200 per metric ton crush margin, and that's calculated using soybean oil and soybean meal. And there's a reason why I'm emphasizing that point. But I do want to point out what it was a year ago or even just a month ago. A lot of this looks very consistent for the short time, but you go back a year ago, crush margins were depressed. There's a difference between Canadian crush indices. There's the board crush, which I was showing you, and then your cash. And the problem with this is still doesn't have the exact values of what the canola meal and the canola oil is getting sold for, the actual margins. Now, they still have to be pretty good, knowing that soybean oil is actually a pretty good value. Here, I'm just showing the basis levels now. So this is your LDC, this is the Richardson up here, and your Bunge, all competing to buy some of the same area of grain here. But you can see that they are not really all that hungry to buy canola when you're pushing, minus 35 basis levels. Now, you got to remember that the crush capacity is utilized at the near 90% as well. So just keep that in mind. This is the smallest of all of the three crushers that are in the Yorkton marketplace. Yeah, so there's maybe even added margin on top of that if they can actually find the sales. Soybean oil is actually pretty good value and holding value. Soybean crush, you can see that your crush indice for soybean itself is at 101.21 per bushel. It's okay. It's been lower, but at the same time, you got to realize that that's what the expansion is in the U.S. is all about making money, and a lot of it's going into the industrial side. Soybean oil premium to palm oil may not be enough to discourage exports, and a point might not have been made in there in Mitch's article on DTN is what the percentage is of soybean oil versus even palm oil in the world, and the two majors of the palm oil are ramping up their use in industrial because of the demand for fuel and going green and a lot of the other world policies. Alberta crop report showing canola at 76.9% harvested. The slowest pace is central, it says, at 61% basically. But overall, crop harvested as of the 29th was 89.1%. And you can see down here the range and way, at the top end of the range for sure. Just another news article or on X, I saw that the leader of the opposition is trying to put something forth for trying to get a repeal of the Jail Not Bail Act, and just pointing out the indecisiveness of Carney to act decisively and pass the bill. Weather. You can see that there's a fair bit of moisture in the last 14 days that got added into southern Manitoba. Now, is that going to hamper some of the harvest progress? It's hard to say. You see a band of showers going across there, across some of the ice states. Looks like we've got a little bit of snow action up in Manitoba here in both of these weather models, and rain coming, by the weekend. You can see that the temperatures 0 to 5 are pretty matching on the European model and the GFS, and you can see that the west is in the Corn Belt. It looks like it's going to have decent temperatures for harvest, but then you see a cooling effect on both weather models. Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, in the 10 to 15 day. Canola is up $2.50, trading at 607. Rapeseed up $4.75 at trading at 462. Soybean oil 50 cents, 0.42, up 0.37. Crude oil up a whole dollar at 61.88, and there's some talk that they're going to increase production again next month. OPEC, soybeans up 2.5 cents at 10.20, and wheat is basically unchanged to slightly up, and the Canadian dollar is slightly down. Just have a look at how this is all traded. All your moving averages are above this market here, still showing that it's in a downward trend. And the same thing with the European as well. It looks like it had made lower lows, but it's a good recovery off of the down day that it had. This is just a snapshot of the European canola price in Canadian dollars. Difference between their price and the Canadian price, it's about $150 right now. Soybean oil, respecting the 200-day moving average. Soybean futures still holding on there. It hasn't broke as much as broke down for harvest pressure at all. Not as of yet. Just wondering if the government shutdown in the U.S. might affect some of the data coming out. And my opinion is some of that data that does come out, or lack of, is probably more bullish. There's more optimism in the market than there is pessimism when there's no information telling you otherwise. Crude palm oil looks like it could be getting pressured down. And when you look at OPEC, they kind of want the market as low as possible to put some pressure on some of the renewable fuel mandates. Canadian dollar breaking a little bit lower too. Here's your wheat, just a brutal slide that we've had going down here. I'm not certain if it's over yet, but all hopes are. You look at Kansas, it's been sliding quite a bit. Same thing with the Chicago and your milling wheat here. The only one that of the cereals that seem to be having any support at all looks like corn. And that's all about I have for you. And I do not think that this is actually going to happen. I doubt that it will at all. So this week will be no reports.